You're watching a recap from Investor XP, the show that covers investing for gamers. Check out the video description for details. It's Thursday, June 22nd, and here's what we got for you coming up if you're watching live. We're finishing up our recap of E3. Today we're talking about Sony, Microsoft, Take-Two Interactive, and Ubisoft as a follow-up for those stocks. So that's what we got coming up. Each of those is going to be an individual recap story that we're posting on YouTube. So be sure to check those other videos out if you're watching one right now. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Take-Two Interactive is a stock we've looked at, we like, but they don't pay the dividend, so it's not for us. E3, they didn't have a whole lot to show off. Red Dead Redemption, the sequel, was pushed out, so not a lot of big waves made at E3, but they've got some interesting stuff post E3 that they're talking about. So let's review that. Let's take a look at their stock. It's been a minute since we've looked at them. Again, like all the other video game companies, they have a decent amount of cash readily available. They're fairly cheap, 20 times forward earnings, lower than the S&P average. 800 million free cash flow, over $1 billion in cash, 200 million in debt. They have some great IPs, obviously Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto, things like that. A lot of people are calling for big growth in Take-Two. Over the last 5 years, their stock has run up extremely well, down at one time $11, upwards of $74. So it's had a gigantic run over the last 5 year period, and people are still calling for bigger growth with them. Now, to me, one of the interesting stories that's come out kind of post E3 is LA Noire getting a remastered version that could make its way to the Nintendo Switch. If Rockstar and 2K Sports, the two studios, prominent studios for Take-Two, we've already seen 2K Sports supporting the Switch. If some of these old Rockstar games that could be kind of refreshed a little and put on portable, LA Noire would be a very interesting one. LA Noire was a fantastic game. A very big change of pace from your typical Grand Theft Auto, but very cool game. I could see some people picking that up to play portable, and a VR release is potential as well. There was supposed to be a sequel to it. I can't think of the name of it now. It was something with China or Japan. That was something of the some Orient game. It was supposed to be, but anyhow, that never came to fruition, and it's looking like they could have a release. They're calling for it possibly by the end of the summer that we get our first info on this. You start seeing some of the old Grand Theft Autos or LA Noire ported to the Nintendo Switch. I think they could get some good new life on them. Being able to play those games on the go, I think a lot of people will bite on that. Really want to see. We got to see what Red Dead, more of that game. They delayed it, which I'm fine with that. And really, their stock took a tumble when they announced that at first, and then it bounced right back up because they had fantastic earnings. But it was a quiet E3 for Take-Two. Some rumblings about them supporting the Switch. Be very interesting to see some of these games making their way over to portable. Take-Two is one of the companies. Take-Two, Activision, EA. They've all taken off recently their stocks, and they did it without large support on the Nintendo. So they start getting some extra revenue in some of their older titles out on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's going to be great for their stock. So we're going to keep an eye on Take Two. Let us know if you're investing in it. It's not for us because it doesn't pay a dividend, but I think it's a good move for people that don't have that hard fast rule. Uh, Decent stock. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Take Two, about Red Dead getting pushed out. Uh, any of your thoughts or stock plays around it. That's it for today's episode. I'm going to wrap it up here. You can contact us, chat with us live during the show. The information's on the screen behind us. We're live each day, Monday through Friday, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. Live on Twitch and on YouTube. So go ahead and check us out, chat with us live. If you're on any of the recap videos, go ahead and post some comments. Post your stock picks, tips, trades you're doing. Want to get a lot of new investors looking at stocks, especially gamers and stuff like that. So if you got stock tips, put them in there so people can start to learn some of those different strategies that people use, some of the stocks that they're looking at. That's the idea behind the show. I want to build a community where we get some ideas out there and different things people can look at so people can start investing and saving some money, making some money for themselves. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get the latest investing news for gamers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.